Now, what was it I said to that prisoner? Stand up. There you go. You're dreaming. Yes, that was it. And without any regard for my safety, I fearlessly charged the enemy. No, much too dramatic. When I rewrite those pages, they'll see what they missed. What do you want?
Hello there, naked Dunmer, sir. What exactly are you doing?
How does anyone expect me to write my opus with all of these rude interruptions?
Opus? What do you mean?
What do I mean, indeed? If I hadn't lost all of the pages, I wouldn't be in this predicament, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Let's just start at the beginning.
Very well. I suppose a moment or two of my time couldn't hurt.
You've got nothing but time, sir.
I am Jiub. Some call me Saint Jiub. Others call me Jiub the Eradicator. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Sorry, I can't say that I have.
I can't say that I'm surprised by your answer. Until I get my second volume published, no one will ever know of my achievements.
You're talking about a book, I take it?
A book? I'd hardly call a 26-volume epic simply a book. Surely you've heard of the rise and fall of Saint Jiub the Eradicator, hero of Morrowind and savior of the Dunmer.
You know, that's really more of a Lucian question. He's not with me right now, but I don't know if he'd be able to join me here anyway. Maybe a shorter title would help with, marketing and all that.
Maybe you should leave the writing to an expert. Stop making foolish suggestions.
Well, how's the work going so far?
Terrible. Simply terrible. I was in the midst of writing the second volume, and they just threw me into this prison. It's unfair.
Wait, who threw you in here?
That damned Remora and his minions. They didn't even give me a chance to explain who I was.
A Dremora captured you?
Well, I assume so. It cast a spell at me from some kind of strange black crystal. Next thing I knew, I arrived here.
Yeah, that was a soul trap. That was a black soul gem.
My what? Wait. That means...
You're dead.
No. All these wasted months, or has it been years? I don't even remember how much time has passed. No, my work will never see the light of day. My name will be forgotten.
I'm sorry to say, I'm pretty sure it already has been. Not sure what era you're from, what time period you're from, but no one I know has ever heard of Saint Jiub. Is there any way I could help?
Perhaps. Do you have a way out of here?
Not currently, but I will. I will have one, but unfortunately you wouldn't be able to leave that way.
Maybe I can't leave, but my writings can. In order to write the second volume of my opus, I need the notes from my first volume. Otherwise, I need to do all of this from memory.
How many pages did you lose?
When I was tossed in here, I felt myself falling, and I dropped the pages I had been holding. There were 10 of them in all. Find them for me, please. I beg you.
Why would a Dremora attack you?
Well, that's a ridiculous question. Everyone traveling through here has said that the Oblivion gates have been opening all over Tamriel.
The Oblivion gates? It was a little bit before my time. Are you speaking about the Oblivion crisis?
Has it been that long? Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, It started with the followers of Mehrunes Dagon having Emperor Uriel Septim VII assassinated. Without a septim on the throne of the Empire, Dagon was able to leave Oblivion through the gates and attack.
Why was Dagon able to do this?
All I heard is that without a septim sitting on the throne of the Empire, the dragon fires in a place called the Temple of the One were no longer lit. This meant that we were vulnerable to the forces of Oblivion.
What ended up happening?
Well, I don't know. Everything seemed fine until that Remora attacked me. I only heard later about the gates from the other souls. I can only assume the gates have been closed by now.
They have, yeah. They were. Where were you captured when all this happened?
I had just moved from my ancestral home in Morrowind to the continent of Cyrodiil. I settled in the city of Kvatch to write my memoirs and to find some peace and quiet.
Oh, Kvatch, that would do it. Yep. It all makes sense now. That's where you were attacked then?
Indeed. One moment I was writing diligently, and the next my door bursts open. It was a cadre of Dremora. The city was under attack. I took it upon myself to join the cause and fight the Dremora, thinking this would simply be another feather in my cap.
Didn't work out that way, I assume.
The reason I'm standing in front of you as only a whisper of my former self should tell you that. I never knew what became of Kvatch. I wonder if they were triumphant without me.
I heard there was a whole champion that sorted things out. Are you telling me that you fought the Dremora naked, or were you wearing a shirt at the time? How did you earn your nickname?
Ah, yes. Say Jiub, Jiub the Eradicator, Jiub the Magnificent. I've earned a lot of those titles thanks to my campaign against the Winged Menace.
The Winged Menace?
Yes, I'm speaking of the Cliff Racer, of course. Wretched things. They used to crisscross the skies over Morrowind like vermin. Nasty flying creatures with a habit of sneaking upon the unwary.
What was your campaign against them?
After I was freed from prison, I decided to turn my life around. Give something back to the people of Morrowind. It became quickly apparent that the best way I could help would be by wiping out the Cliff Racers.
Were you successful in the end?
Indeed I was. I hunted down and killed every last one of them. Took years. The people of Morrowind were so grateful to have the roads safer again, they took to calling me Saint Jiub, and then the other names followed.
So you made an entire race, an entire animal species extinct. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So you were in prison, you said? This prison or another one? What are we talking about here?
That was a dark time in my life. I did a lot of things I ended up regretting. Maybe that's why I worked so hard to redeem myself once I was freed.
What did you do?
I murdered others for money.
Oh?
And before you think I belong to some romantic or secretive guild, think again.
I just saw something off in the distance over there.
I was simply an addict who needed money for skooma. The stuff wasn't cheap, and murder always seemed to be in demand.
Yeah, it still is. How'd you get caught?
I finally bit off more than I could chew. I was paid to assassinate some high-ranking official from House Redorin. What I didn't know is someone had hired the Morag Tong to kill him as well.
A rival assassin?
Exactly. He got to my target first and called the guard to cover his tracks. By the time I got there, the place was on alert. Walked right into a trap and didn't even realize it until I was captured.
So, what ended up happening to you? Why were you set free then?
They tried me for murder, threw me on a prison ship, and sent me to the jail in Vivek City. Gave me a lot of time to think, that's for sure.
And now you have even more time to think.
Thanks again for searching. I don't know what I'd do without my pages.
I've only found 4 so far, so I'm gonna have to keep looking. I'll keep an eye out. I think I have page 1, 7, 8, and I'm not sure what the other one I have is, but I'll find them. It might take a little while, but we'll manage. We'll do it.
Done and done.
Oh, I see another one right here. Ooh, alright, just got bumped to the side. Page 5. There we go. Can you come back here, Rathman? What are you doing? Very rude of you not to fight me. Just chasing this little wisp. There's enemies about, and you're chasing that down. It's a little insulting. Oh, what is that? A keeper? I don't like the look of him. Oh, I don't like how hard he hits either. I'm still alive, but got a little nervous about that.
I'm gonna have to kill you. Again!
Okay, good, good.
Done and done.
What was that thing? Ooh, a dragon bone battle axe. I would be able to carry it, but just barely. So I'm just gonna leave that where it is for now, but I might come back for that, you know? Maybe that'll be advantageous to have a little later on. Is this another tome? Yep, Conjure Rathman. It's gonna summon some Rathman, I know. Once again, I'm not even gonna be able to summon friendly ones, just watch. Why? Because this is Soul Cairn, and everything has to try and kill me. Ooh, yeah, just dropped the spell on me, some sort of very, very angry spell on me at the last second as he died. There's no reprieve, there's no resting in the Soul Cairn. Hello? Oh, no. Another Rathman? Although the Rathmen don't seem to be too bad a lot of the time. Honestly, it's the,
That'll teach you.
the ghosts, the wisps that seem to be a little bit more dangerous at times.
This is all wrong.
Oh, so this isn't... I thought this was gonna be, one of the pages. No.
Let's keep moving.
Herebane's Courage, Herebane's Fortress. They warned me not to go through that portal. What did I have to be scared of? I've been adventuring for years and I never seen nothing that I couldn't wallop. But this place, ain't nothing living here. Just dead things up and about when they should be in the ground. I can hear their bones scratching at the rocks and knocking together when they walk. If I get home, I'll hang up my sword and never go out again. Let me take a look at what I just picked up. Hold on. Herebane's Courage burns the target for 30 points. Targets on fire take extra damage. And Herebane's Fortress increases frost resistance by 70%. Wow. Hey, Serana.
I was hoping it wouldn't smell this bad.
Would you like a fancy sword? I've got a fancy sword for you.
This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
No. I actually really like this sword. I think it'll be a good fit for you. I know I already gave you a dagger, but, you know, maybe this will just be a little bit better for you. Just try it out. Or don't.
Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
Oh, because the dagger is still better, isn't it? Because I improved the dagger, that's still gonna be stronger than the sword. That's fine, just hold on to it. Maybe you'll want to use it later. You never know. You know, I can't even begin to explain how hopelessly lost I feel here. There's probably some landmarks I could make note of, but in the end, I don't even know how much good it would do me, because really, I'm terrible with directions anyway. I have the soul husks that I need. I need to find my way back to that merchant. I guess it'd be a little bit too much to ask for that someone maybe just has like a nice hand-drawn map of the Soul Cairn. I take it that's me asking for a little bit too much there. Well, I think I found the merchant again. I think I made my way back.
Brought some soul husks? Or are you wasting my time?
Yeah, I can do both. I can multitask. Yeah, got anything left to sell?
Sure, got plenty. What am I gonna do with it?
Apparently you are gonna hoard it until, you know, I bring you enough husks. 25 per item, huh? Let me take a look at that spell tome.
Sure, here you go.
Oh.
Can't understand a word of it. Maybe it will do you some good.
Not very exciting. Conjure
I've heard
familiar.
stories about the Soul Cairn, but never thought I'd see it myself. So
I'll come
far,
back.
it's about what I imagined.
I'll be back with more. If anything, I see plenty of soul husks around here. What if you were holding one of the pages? What if you had one of St. Jiub's pages? Then I would absolutely pay for that. We have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a little bit of a streak going, but still missing half of them. Come on. Oh, there we go. That got at least... Oh, that got 3 of them. And you, I hope you're friendly. You, I hope you're not going to attack me immediately.
No one ever escapes. There is no escape. Why would you even try?
Yep. Serana, don't tell any of them that we possibly have a way out. I think we'll have a way out. I sure hope so, because I would not want to spend the rest of eternity here. If anything, remind me not to get soul trapped again. Ever. Because this place is real depressing. Oh, you will? Alright. Oh, please don't freeze me. It hurts, it slows me down. I've got places to be. I've got pages to find. I am helping a scholar, apparently a hero of Morrowind. You know, the real priorities right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This won't end well for you.
I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you're so confident, because the more I spend here, the more time I'm here, honestly, the more terrified I am of all the Bonemen, the Mistmen, the Ratmen,
Done and done.
and what they might do to us. Like that thing! What is that? The Bone Wrath? The longer we're here, the more terrified I am of everything surrounding us. And I think it's fair. I think it's very
That'll suit
understandable.
you.
It's gonna be so nice to be back in Nirn after this, is all I have to say. Really hope there's a page here. This seems like the perfect place for a page, unless the crystal tries to steal my soul. There's probably a page here I just want to see real quick. Let me just get closer. I know. No page, though. No page whatsoever. Let me heal up and get out of here before it takes whatever little bit of my soul is left at this point. This seems like a good spot for a hidden page, I would think. Anything that looks like a structure, anything that looks like a building.
Death is but a door. Time is but a window. I'll be back.
I like your confidence that you're gonna get out of here. If anything, you're one of the most optimistic souls that I've spoken to, and honestly, we need more of that right now. Here we go, page 4. Add that to the collection.
You're not getting the
Ooh,
best
and
of
silver.
me.
Probably shouldn't be picking that up right now, but what can I say? I'm gonna need
Done
to
and done.
reforge or re-improve my silver armor at some point, so I might as well grab some of the materials I need now. Maybe give some of them to Serana unless she does wind up protesting a little too much. Who's there? Who's here? Are they inside the structure?
Who's
Hello?
there?
Who? That's what I'm asking.
Knew
That's what I
heard
want to know.
something.
Oh. Hello. Little stuck? Here, I'll help. I'm helping so much right now. Can't you tell? Oh, can't shout. We're really helpful today.
Not very impressive.
It's not my fault that he was hidden in the ground. I didn't think he would be. He was a little stuck and, you know, in our own way, we managed to help him. What is a Reaper gem fragment? Not sure what it is, but let's take it.
Mother? Mother!
Maker, it can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him, to make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter?
How?
It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
First off, how do you know that I'm a vampire hunter? Is it the armor? I know, you know, it's a very nice armor, but how would you know that it's a vampire hunter's armor? This is no ruse. I'm trying to keep her safe.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
And how does Serana fit in?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
The tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood? And you are telling me that Serana underwent this ritual willingly?
It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that.
Tell me more about Cold Harbor.
It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal, his place in Oblivion.
So you're telling me the tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood?
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Are you saying Harkon means to kill her?
If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
Well, I have this giant battle axe that does quite a bit of damage. I suppose we'll need your help.
Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers.
And what is Serana's opinion in this?
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
The ones that prey upon innocents, sure. But maybe not all vampires. Serana believes in me. Why can't you?
Serana? This stranger aligns himself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to him.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, if you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me.
I get that a lot.
But for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
I think we can all agree that stopping Harkon is in all of our best interests, so how about we just leave it at that? Do you have the Elder Scroll with you?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do we need to do?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
I killed one of them. So I'm off to a good start. Alright. We'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
I'm a little insulted that I'm not already perceived as a threat. Why haven't you pursued the prophecy?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of attention?
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you would prefer living in the shadows?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
If I were to leave the Soul Cairn, would I be able to return here safely?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void.
I don't like the sound of that.
You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
Would I be able to regain the piece of my soul that I gave up? Because, I'm not feeling entirely myself anymore. How did you come to be imprisoned here?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
What was the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
So they tricked you?
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
So you became trapped?
Unfortunately, yes. Since the Keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
So you've been imprisoned here for all this time?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
Tell me more about the Ideal Masters.
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
What do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And the crystals?
Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
And why do they require such sustenance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What do the Masters provide in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Well, you're kinda stuck here too, so, you know.
Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.
Come on, let's step to the side for a moment. I feel like you might have something you want to get off your shoulders.
The sooner we get out of this place, the better.
You don't want to talk about everything with your mom?
Relieved, I think. All those things had been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
Why did you ever agree to her plan then?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
Real healthy relationship. It sounds like you didn't like him much already.
Like I said, we were never very close. Not a lot of father-daughter bonding, if you know what I mean. But once we threw our lot in with Molig Bal, people just don't think about their families anymore. Power takes precedence, he always said.
And you were caught in the middle.
I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It sounds like they were both being selfish.
Definitely. You must think my life has been so strange. It sounds like your family wasn't nearly as fractured as mine. Anyway, we should keep moving.
So we have one keeper that way, and one keeper
I'm glad you're here. I
that
don't think
way.
I could be doing this alone.
Well, what can I say? I'm here to stop other vampires. Although I can't say I blame your mom for questioning my motivations. But hey, I'll give her this. I can honestly say that I never expected to be traveling with a vampire. Let alone a daughter of Cold Harbor. So is this gonna be the second of the Keeper's Towers then? I really didn't even plan to find one of them that first time around. It was just an accident, but it was a happy accident. Oh, this isn't even gonna completely charge my battle axe? Wow, alright. 2 soul gems to charge it. That's a new one. Iron Flesh is up. Who is here? Who's ready to fight? Oh. Are we gonna step into this? Oh! Ooh, what was that? I don't like that. I hope I never have to do that again, but I'm not that lucky. I'm gonna have to do that a couple more times, won't I? Where are they? Are they further up? Are they higher up? Serana, who are you fighting? Oh, no one. Okay. You're just getting ready. You're just getting into it. Oh, this poor soul's being, well, soul harvested. They all are. We were warned about this, but still. Doesn't mean I like it. Oh, that didn't kill him. Okay, it's close, though. It's close.
What have you got?
We just gotta finish him off. Oh, Serana, you're already here. Oh, get back here, please, please, please.
Done and done.
I kind of want his bow. We'll
Let's
get
kill
down there.
those keeper things and get back to the prison.
No, I agree. I'm with you. Let me just come back up here for a second. Because are the souls still being drained? No, the souls seem to be freed now. That's kind of nice. I was just curious if this would take me back down. Oh, yep, alright. Still not used to that. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. Now, let's see. We were up there. We flung him from, I want to say, that ledge there. So his body should be nearby. We just had to fling him over the edge. We just had to throw him off, didn't we? Oh well. I guess I'll just have to improve my smithing more. I guess I'll have to make my own dragon bone bow. If I really want it that badly.